In the heart of Brantford, Ontario, stands a school unlike any other, a place where silence and sound coexist in perfect balance. Founded in 1872 as the Ontario School for the Blind, this institution has been a sanctuary of learning, resilience, and artistry for over a century and a half. Its mission has always been simple yet profound: to help students who cannot see to learn to perceive the world in every other way imaginable. Here, architecture becomes language. Every texture, every contour, every echo is designed for those who navigate by touch and by sound. And within these walls, one instrument has embodied that spirit of perception more than any other: a Casavant Frères pipe organ, built in 1961, installed with care, and dedicated by none other than the legendary Jean Langlais of Paris. 3 manuals, hundreds of pipes, and a single purpose: to give voice to the unseen. The organ accompanied lessons, choirs, and quiet hours of discovery. Under the guidance of dedicated educators like Frederick Lord, music was never a luxury here. It was a lifeline, a way to translate the invisible into something beautiful and tangible. Each pipe tells a story, a whisper of craftsmanship from Saint-Hyacinthe, Quebec, the birthplace of Casavant Frères. And each note that emerges is a reminder that great music does not depend on sight, only on vision. More than 60 years have passed since this organ first filled the hall with sound. Generations of students have felt its tremor through the floorboards and heard its resonance in their souls. The instrument has survived modernization, rebuilding, and the relentless march of technology, yet its pipes still breathe the same living wind. In a world increasingly dominated by screens and synthetic sound, the Casavant organ of the W. Ross Macdonald School remains a testament to craft, faith, and human touch. It stands not merely as an instrument of music, but as an instrument of hope. Long after the final chord has faded, its echo lingers, a voice that transcends sight, space, and time, a reminder that even in darkness, the soul can still hear light.
All right, well, welcome everyone. Here we are in the auditorium at the Macdonald School, Institute for the Visually Impaired, and we are ready to have a look at this organ, 1961 Casavant, and it is quite complete. There is nothing altered with this at all. Everything appears to be original, and what a delight to actually have an organ inside of a school. I know it's not as common here in Canada, but to have in the auditorium a wonderful pipe organ like this, let alone a Casavant. So anyways, without further ado, let's get to know this little gem here. So this is a 1961 Casavant during the years of Lawrence Phelps. Sure. So you're going to hear that exactly by the tone and the voicing in this organ. So let's begin. Let's start with the swell. I always like to start with the swell. And we do have a Vox Celeste. So we always start with that. It's a pretty big one. It's almost like diapason-like. So the swell is sounding on the left side of the auditorium, up in a pipe chamber. We'll put some pictures up of that. So we're getting that from there. And then we have the Lieblich Gedeckt, 8 foot. A little bit of chiff. Spitz viola, like a violin diapason. Traverse flute at 4 foot. Oh, 1961 screaming there. Geigen octave, 4 foot. Octavin, 2 foot, doing 2 foot things. The trumpet is actually not functional on the swell right now. It is in the pedal as it extends down to the pedal to 16 foot, but right now it's not. But we'll hear that in the pedal later. We've got the oboe 4 foot. Maybe with the tremulant. Not a bad tremulant at all. We put that on with the celeste. And actually, if we the unison on with the sub on, so it's more of an 8 foot range. We'll solo that out later, see what we can get from that. Not bad at all. And what do we have left? Plein jeu, 1 foot, 3 rank mixture. And I think that's it for the swell. That's it for the swell. All right. Let's move over to the choir. Choir speaks out of this side of the auditorium. Let's start with the chords and wheat, 8 foot. Lovely. Okay. Spitz float, 8 foot. Oh, we got some wind noise. We know it's there. The wind noise is louder than the stop. A little bit of a leak going on there. Not bad. Not bad at all. Flute celeste. Also very soft. Let's put that on with the quarter nuit, see if we get a little bit of undulation. Oh yeah. There it is. Class change. Got the bell going off. Nice, if we had a string to go with that, we'd be just fine. Gemshorn, 4 foot. Doing Gemshorn things. Koppel flute, 4 foot. More like a positive division, 1961. Block float, 2 foot. Regulated very nicely, very nicely. Nazard 2 2/3, so if we put that maybe with the chord de nuit. Delightful, very delightful. Tierce. Also, if we put it, say, with the Spitz. And the chord de nuit. A little better, yeah, there we go. But 4 foot Koppel as well. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Delightful. So the 8s and the 2s on this organ, you can get quite a nice little. If we put that, you can get some nice differences. I'll do that after we do the grate. Let's go to the grate now. Quintaton in the grate, 16 foot. Sounds just like it should. Eight foot. Principal 8. The grade also speaks out of this side of the auditorium as well, the right side. We add that with the 4 foot octave. And then we put the 2 foot on, we've got our principal chorus. Not bad at all. And then we can add the furniture 1 and 1. What do we got on this organ? 1 1/3. on this organ. Sure. Let's see what this nice little chimney flute is like. I don't think it'll be affected by the... No, it's independent of the choir. Sometimes they share pressures and you never know. So there we are, and that's the grade. That leaves us with the pedal, which is a lot of just borrowed stops down. We do have a contrabass 16, and I think it is not working. It is, yeah, it's not doing contrabass things at all. So the rest is a Spitz flute 16, just extended down. Quinteton is extended down. At the 16 and the 8, we have a principal 8. So that's coming from that side, which means that is independent of the great. Spitz float, which is from the choir, borrowed down. Octave quint at 5 1/3. So that would, if we had the contrabass, you'd get a little bit of a, and then when the choral bass, 4 foot. These are all independent, which is pretty good. And here's the trumpet from the swell, which is extended down to 16. I'll go from the middle C in the pedal. Oh, and the contrabass seems to work when you have the trumpet on. So there is an electrical gremlin going on. And there we are. Oh, now it's working, okay. That is the contrabass 16. Okay, now we're talking. Not bad at all. We've got a full array of couplers here. We can bring them down, subs and supers. And the only thing that does not sub is the grate, but that's fine, there's plenty. We can even bring supers to the pedals from the manuals, which is good. This is your typical Casavant layout, which is kind of nice. Everything down below is we got swell and choir shutters, a crescendo of course, 32 note pedal board. So let's start to put some of these combinations together and see what we get. We're going to go with the oboe and the celeste and the tremulant in the swell. And we're going to put that on with some nice cute little things here in the choir. And we'll put some bass on. Oh, we lost our contrabass again. I should have just left it on. Oh, here we go. All right, good. We're going to leave it on. Okay, so let's try and put some of this together. Choir. Okay, sure, that works out. A little edgy on the oboe, but that's okay. That's okay. It can work. We can make that work. All right, let's try now. Let's do these 8 and 2s that I was talking about. So if we go, which is good for that Baroque type thing, 8 and 2, 8 and 2. That's better. So you can do quite an echo effect, actually. Is that a better one, maybe? Principal, maybe? No. Back to the Erzähler. And then, of course, the swell. So you can go back and forth. Vintage 1961, Lawrence Phelps, right there. All right, now let's try and put some of this together. Let's just play basic hymn, see what we get. This is how I would set it up, so let's just see, no judging. Oh, we still got this contrabass, that's good, and I cleared it. All right, let's do a hymn. Let's bring it down just at the unison pitch to start. Nothing too wild here. Well, put some of this on. Okay. Hymn time. Let's add the oboe and the plein jeu and see what we get. Mixture off. Okay, so now let's add the mixture from the swell grate, and we'll add the two mutations from the choir and see what we get. No reeds. You know what time it is. It's time to jack it up. We're going full organ on everything we have, even the swell trumpet, which is down on the pedal to the 16 foot. All right. This is just at unison and super at 8 foot. And then we'll put the subs on at the end for the big final chord. We might as well put the 16 foot on, give it some bottom there. All right, here we go. Everything available on this organ. Subs. Give it an amen. That's wide open, folks. Not bad at all. Quite a sound for an auditorium. This is a lovely auditorium, actually. It's well done, well maintained, well kept, well set up. Seats, the most cushy seats I've ever seen in my time in a lot of these auditoriums, usually hard wooden chairs, but anyhow, I'm just trying to think if we have any more nice little combinations that we can check out here. The Vox Celeste on its own seems to do the best with the Gedact on the swell. Little undulation there. I wish there was more strings. That definitely works. I'm quite taken by some of these choir stops, these nice soft ones, especially the chord de nuit. And if you put that with the Celeste, nice little sheen under there. Oh, it's very nice. Oh, that to me is just as good as anything right there. That is a lovely, lovely sound. Well done, Flute Celeste. Very nice. All right, I'm going to, at that point, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to do O Canada as a final tribute to this wonderful school, Macdonald School for the blind. I'd rather say impaired, but this is a fantastic facility. I've met some wonderful people here. I met some students. We interacted. They got to try the organ. They asked a whole bunch of questions. It was fantastic. I've met some beautiful human beings today here, from the staff to the students and everything like that. And I couldn't be more thankful for my time here. And Dan, thank you, YouTube watcher, for getting me into touch with the school here. He was a former student here and made the connection. And it's been nothing but a fantastic time and awesome hospitality. So Dan, thank you for watching. Thank you for suggesting this. And if any of you other folks have any suggestions around Ontario that you might like to see a specific organ, just let me know. But with that, let's wrap it up. O Canada.
Officially opened, and I realize that it won't be assumed that we all came through the windows. We will now call upon the Superintendent Armstrong to present the pipe organ. Mr. Armstrong.
Mr. Chairman, Reverend Sirs, Honorable Sirs, Dr. Charlton, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Music is a vital part of our school, a part of our learning, our worship, our social life, and our recreation. Music is a small part of the daily experience of each pupil in our school, and a large part of the daily learning of great numbers of our students. And it will be a source of income, a way of giving entertainment to others, and or a means of personal relaxation and pleasure to great numbers of our graduates in years to come. Our music program takes many forms, and it will be our pleasure in a very few minutes to show you some of these. But before we do, I should like to mention two facts from the record of our school that haven't been mentioned heretofore. First, for some years past, our school pipe organ has been growing old and tired and anxious to retire. Second, over the years, interested persons have left bequests to the Ontario School for the Blind to use for the students thereof. Permission of the Honourable Minister of Education was sought and graciously granted for us to join these two seemingly unrelated paragraphs from our history. After many months of study and research, many consultations with outstanding organists, careful consideration of our needs, our objectives, our auditorium, an organ was designed and then built for us by Casavant Frères St. Hyacinthe, Quebec. This is a memorial organ provided for our school by the bequests left to us in the wills of Mrs. Agnes H. Eager, Kingston, Ontario, in memory of her daughter, Mary Nadine Eager. Mrs. Ina J. Yorger of Listowel, Ontario. Mrs. Eliza A. Ling of London, Ontario. And Miss May G. Murphy of Hamilton, Ontario. Mr. Minister, would you come forward, please? I realize full well that words of mine are totally inadequate to express the appreciation of the present and future students, the present and future staff of this school for the thoughtfulness and the generosity which have made this magnificent instrument available to us. And already since its installation, we have felt the beauty it can create. Its potential beggars description. And so it is with these thoughts in mind that I am deeply honored to be the one to speak for these four departed friends of the Ontario School for the Blind, and to ask you to please accept this organ, represented by this plaque, on behalf of the School for the Blind and the Ontario Department of Education.